So last year, when we were doing our pilots to check whether our chatbot was working well in real life, we realized that before even introducing the technology to the girls, we had to make sure that we had built a supportive network or an environment where they could feel easy using the tool. Menstruation is not an easy topic to discuss in Pakistan, and sad part is most of the girls may not have ever had the conversation before, which is why we realized that through our pilots we had to make the girls feel comfortable, engaged, and safe in that space. I love public speaking, but going in front of young girls is a little scary because there's a whole lot of responsibility attached to it. But having Jaya's support makes it easier for me every single time. One of the best things for me during these interventions is to see the girls laugh and giggle and interact with each other. I've always felt that you can't have a conversation on menstrual hygiene without having a conversation on gender equality. And so we thought, how do we bring these concepts together and make it fun in a classroom? We developed some games around inequalities that the girls shared with us through their anonymous questions. One of them was around gender and mobility. We divided them into two groups, and one of them had limited mobility to catch the balls being thrown their way. We used it as a way to compare how girls were limited in their daily lives. We also innovated the typical hurdle race with household chores that often only women are responsible for. We made them imagine a world where both genders took equal responsibility for household tasks such as cooking, cleaning, and taking care of a child. Since we always receive a lot of questions around harassment, we thought, how do we talk about sexual consent in a classroom? Consent is a complex topic, and that's where Jaya and I acted out scenarios and asked the girls to assess whether there was consent in them or not. This resulted in a healthy debate and girls having more understanding on the subject. When the environment was ready and the girls felt connected, we introduced them to our chatbot Raji. This was done in a one-to-all setting. Coming from a technology background, I always thought that technology is enough to do anything. But when we conducted these interventions, we realized that often these classrooms were unequipped and the girls also needed some guidance to how to use the tool. It's always fascinating to see how the girls react to the chatbot when it speaks through its visuals and how it explains topics that they always wanted to know about, just by the touch of a button. In the past, we thought that technology was enough to solve every problem in the world, especially menstrual hygiene related issues. But we learned from our pilots that a human expert can complement the tech by providing additional information and answering the girls' personal queries. When we finally allowed girls to have a one-on-one conversation with Raji, they got so excited that they fought with each other about who could go first. It also made us realize that some of the girls had never had a chance to use a laptop or phone on their own. Pakistan happens to have one of the highest gender gaps in mobile phone usage around the world. We also wanted to check how much the girls had learned from this human technology combination. So we created assessment quizzes to measure the impact and knowledge gaps. We take these surveys before and after the pilot intervention and create insights to show the learning improvements that happen over time.
I am here to support Aurat Raj initiative for today's session with young girls. And it's an amazing feeling that I am getting. The energy in the room was amazing. And it's a great opportunity for them to learn basics and details regarding menstrual health management. So this is the need of the time, and I'm really happy to know that there are youth-led organizations who have actually taken this sort of initiative.
I'm Dayan from Santex. We're the manufacturers of Butterfly Breathables. I'm really happy to be here today with Sabha and Aurat Raj to celebrate Raji and this new partnership that they're planning in 2020, where they're trying to empower more girls about menstrual hygiene management.
With our new health curriculum and the support of our partners such as MIT Solve and Vodafone, we are ready to take on the challenge of reaching 60 schools across Pakistan. We want to equip every girl with information she needs to manage her periods with dignity and live a very confident, healthy life.